Hi, what we'll be looking at today is how to get to and download the data files for the Smith text. In order to find these, you're going to go into Moodle and look under Welcome and Orientation. Come down a little bit and you should see a link for Data Files for Smith text. We'll click on this to get started. And this is going to take you out to a website. Now you'll notice I'm using Firefox to be able to do this. You can use different browsers. What you're going to see is going to look a little bit different, but the process is pretty much the same. I'm going to maximize the Firefox window that came up, and you'll see over on the left-hand side it has book resources and a link for data files. We're going to click on data files, and now we'll see the screen changes over here to the right, and it shows us the title is Student Data Files, and we have a link next to Download Now. We're going to click on this, and we want to save the file. Now in Firefox I get a downloads window, so what I want to do is double click on this file to run it. If you're using another browser, you may be able to just go ahead and click Run. And I want to run. It gets us to this WinZip self-extractor window. Now the file that you downloaded coming from the website is a single file, but it has a whole bunch of other files in it. It was put together through a process called zipping or compressing. So now we need to unzip or extract the files that were all put into this one file together. If you just click on unzip, your files are going to go by default onto your hard drive into a folder called Course Technology. Within that folder, and you'll find another folder called Computer Science, then Visual Basic PAL, then Data Files. You do not have to use this default. Before you click Unzip, simply click on Browse. And I would like to put these files into my Documents folder. So I need to click on my name first, and then I need to come down a little bit to find my Documents. And this is where I've already created the CIS 115 assignments folder. I'm going to choose that folder, but I'm not going to actually put things in there. So I'll choose it for now and click OK. That creates my whole path, and if I come clear out to the end of it, you'll see it ends with CIS 115 assignments. What I'd like to do is create another folder called Data Files. So I'm just pressing my backspace key to get rid of assignments, and instead of assignments I'm typing in Data Files. Now this folder doesn't exist right now, but by putting it in here it's going to automatically be created when I unzip the files. So now I'll click Unzip, and you'll see it very quickly went through and it extracted 222 files for us. It says it worked successfully. So we will click OK. We can now close the WinZip self-extractor, and we can also close the downloads window if you're using Firefox. And in fact I don't need this window anymore, so I'll close it too. Now I want to go back and check and make sure that my files are really there. So I can come down here to my taskbar and click my button to go ahead and open up Windows Explorer. Or if you're working in a version of Windows where you don't have this option, come over to the Start button and right click, and you can choose Open Windows Explorer from here. Now we said that I put these into Documents, and you can put your files someplace else if you choose. I just chose my Documents. And within my Documents, here is where I created CIS 115 data files. Let's open that up. And you'll see I have a folder for each of the different chapters in our text. The files that we'll use for this first module are in this Chapter 1 Student Files folder. So I will double click on it. And you'll see in here the Good Morning and the Hello World programs that are discussed within the text. Now do not try to open these directly. If you double click and try to open, it's not going to work for you. What you need to do is go to Notepad to open these files. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window. And to start Notepad, I go to my Start button, and I can either type in Notepad if I'm working in Windows 7, or I can click on All Programs, and within your Accessories folder you should find Notepad. It's built into Windows. It's something that comes with it. So just click on Notepad and Notepad opens up, and this is just a very simple editor. Now this is where you can go ahead and you can type code into here and save it, but we're going to open the files that we already have. So I'm going to click on File and Open, and you'll remember that these were in my documents, and within my documents we were in data files, and then within data files we were looking at chapter 1. Now I'm not seeing anything here. The reason is down here at the bottom there's a filter that's looking for just files that end with .txt. You may remember that the files that we're working with end with .vb. So to see our files we have to click, change this to all files, and now there are our two files, Good Morning and Hello World. So if I want to go ahead and open one of these, I can either click on it once and click open, or just double click, and it opens that file up in my Notepad window. Now I can go ahead and I can edit this, I can save it again. In fact, let me show you saving just so you can see how this works. I'll click on File and Save As, and this time let me save it. You see, I want to go back up and I want to save it. Oops. I want to go to My Documents, and within My Documents I want to save it to CIS 115 Assignments. It's not showing anything there at this point, and the reason, again, we're seeing text down here. This file is by default going to be called Hello World. When I have you send assignments in to me, it helps me if you have your name as part of it. Now notice that you can't put spaces in the name, so I'm putting my name in front of it and I'm saving it into CIS 115 Assignments. The other thing I need to do is, just like when we opened files and we didn't want text down here, we also need to change it when we save to all files. If we don't do that, we're going to end up with .txt on the end of our file name, and then it's not going to work correctly for us. So be sure you change down here, make this all files for save as type. So I have my file name, I have my location, and I make sure that I have save as type set to all files. Now I can save. My file is now saved into my assignments folder, and I can go ahead and work with it, make what other modifications I might want to do. I think that's enough to get you started. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.